Ah, there you are, standing at the gates of power, holding out an empty cup labeled goodwill. You have rehearsed your little speech. You will appeal to their sense of fairness. You will remind them, ever so gently, of that time you helped them, of your loyalty, of your shared history. You believe, with a charming sort of innocence, that human decency will compel them to grant your request. It is a beautiful sentiment, and it is utterly, catastrophically wrong. You make your plea. You speak of what is right. You mention past favors. You wait for the warm hand of assistance on your shoulder. And what do you receive in return for this heartfelt performance? A polite smile, a vague promise to look into it, and then a profound, deafening silence. Your email goes unanswered. Your follow-up call goes to voicemail. You have been dismissed, not with malice, but with the casual indifference one shows to a fly buzzing at the window. You have committed the cardinal sin of the powerless. You have asked them to care, and the powerful are far, far too busy caring about themselves. This little farce is the predictable result of speaking a language the powerful do not and will not understand. There is an operating code that runs the world, a hidden protocol that governs every interaction of consequence. Robert Greene, in his infinite wisdom, codified it for us. Law 13. Memorize it. Inscribe it on the back of your mind. When asking for help, appeal to people's self-interest, never to their mercy or gratitude. Let us be brutally honest with one another. Mercy is a beggar's currency, spent only when the giver has a surplus of ego and an audience to impress. Gratitude is a ghost. It vanishes the moment the favor is done. It is a debt most people are eager to forget, and reminding them of it only breeds resentment. They don't feel grateful you helped them. They feel annoyed that you are implying they owe you. Self-interest. However, self-interest is the gold standard. It is the only coin that never loses its value. It is the universal language, understood from the boardroom to the battlefield. The master of influence does not beg for a handout. He does not appeal to a phantom sense of fairness. He understands that every person, from the intern to the CEO, is the absolute center of their own universe, perpetually orbiting their own needs, fears, and ambitions. To ask them to divert from that orbit for your sake is an act of supreme foolishness. To show them how helping you accelerates their own trajectory, that is genius. So why are your requests met with that icy wall of indifference? Let's diagnose the failure. When you ask for help, the other person doesn't hear your need. They hear a tax, a burden, a drain on their most precious resources, their time, their energy, their political capital. You are presenting them with a problem. Human beings, especially powerful ones, are wired to avoid problems that are not their own. When you say, "Please help me, I am in a bind," they see weakness, and the powerful have a predator's instinct for weakness. It repels them. When you say, "Remember when I helped you last year," they don't feel a pang of nostalgia. They feel the unpleasant weight of an obligation. You are no longer a peer, but a debt collector, and no one enjoys a visit from the debt collector. You are framing the entire interaction around your problems and your history. You are making it about you, and as we've established, they are only interested in themselves. B. You must discard this losing strategy entirely. You must learn to make it about them. Let us consider a common scenario. You are a subordinate, an ambitious one. You have a brilliant, slightly risky idea for a project. You need your boss's approval and resources. The novice approach, the one doomed to fail, sounds like this. Sir, I've worked so hard for this company for 5 years. I've always been loyal. I really believe in this project, and I need you to trust me and give me a chance. It would mean the world to me. Notice the language. I've worked hard. I need you to trust me. It would mean the world to me. Me, me, me. You have just made yourself a supplicant. Now, watch the master at work. He frames it differently. He uses what we might call the ego bait. He says, Sir, I've noticed you've been championing the need for our department to be more innovative. I've identified a potential initiative that, if it works, would be a high-profile example of the forward-thinking leadership you're bringing to this team. It's a chance to showcase your vision to the board. My role would simply be to execute the groundwork and ensure your strategy is flawlessly implemented. Do you see the difference? The project is no longer the subordinate's desperate plea. It is a vehicle for the boss's ambition. It is a stage upon which the boss can perform and receive applause. The subordinate isn't asking for a favor. He is offering an opportunity for his boss to look good, to gain status, to crush his rivals in the next leadership meeting. The boss's self-interest is now directly tied to the project's success. He will not just approve it. He will champion it. He will defend it. Because it is no longer your project. It is his. Now, let's take it to a more difficult arena, your peers. You need a critical resource from a rival manager in another department. She has no reason to help you, and every reason to watch you struggle. Appealing to team spirit is laughable. She knows, and you know, that you are both competitors in the same silent tournament. The amateur says, Hey, we're all on the same team. Can you help me out with this? I'd really appreciate it. This is met with a polite but firm, sorry. We're swamped. But the strategist understands the power of the shared enemy. He approaches the rival and says, Look, I know the finance department has been squeezing both of our budgets, questioning every line item. It's making it impossible to get anything done. This new initiative I'm pushing for, it has an interesting side effect. It creates a new protocol that bypasses their most annoying oversight for projects under a certain threshold. If we push this through together, it creates a precedent that gives both our teams more autonomy. We protect our turf from them. Suddenly, you are not a competitor asking for a handout. You are a potential ally in a much more important war. Her self-interest is no longer in seeing you fail, but in gaining leverage against a common frustration. By helping you, she helps herself. She gets more freedom, more power, and the quiet satisfaction of thwarting a bureaucratic foe. Your success has become incidental to her own victory. You have aligned your goals not by appealing to friendship, but by appealing to a shared antagonism. Forget fairness. Forget gratitude. These are the fantasies of the naive. The world is a chessboard. and every piece on it moves according to its own cold, calculated self-interest. To get what you want, you do not force the pieces to move against their will. You do not beg them to sacrifice themselves for your position. You simply analyze the board so perfectly that the move which benefits you most is also the move they are most eager to make. They aren't helping you. They are helping themselves through you, and they will thank you for the opportunity. True power is not forcing obedience. It is engineering consent. It is making your will their idea.